Good to go. Good morning. Thank you for coming to see our presentation. My name is Ana Puig. I'm in the College of Education, one of the core members of the UF Mindfulness program, and Sabina Grunwald's sidekick. That's what I like to call myself. And this is Emi Lenes, who is also a doctoral student candidate in counselor education. I was telling the group next door, Emily and I go way back doing presentations together, and they're pretty predictable. They involve some meditation and then some artwork, right? She probably already handed stuff to you that you're going to be working with. So today's topic, they're recording, so you need to have that on. Thank you. Today's topic is mindful forgiveness, and this is a topic that we have presented about before, and it was kind of born of a collaboration with a third person who is not here. Her name is Adrienne Baggs, and she's a graduate of our program, and with her permission, we have used a little bit of the language that she kind of used to inspire us to think about forgiveness. Usually when you think about forgiveness, you want to think that it's something you want to strive to do if you have conflict in relationship, right? But the problem is that there are some of us that when we come face to face with forgiveness, it's like a brick wall, you know, and it's very hard. There are certain grievances that defy resolution. And so we were talking about that because the three of us are counselors. I'll give you a disclaimer right now. We're going to try not to make this counseling but we know these topics are emotional and they're full of passion sometimes, and so we are aware of that, and we just want to invite you to attend to whatever emerges with kindness, and if you need an extra bit of attention, just let us know. We'll point you in the right direction. We want people to be taken care of. Okay? So basically, Adrienne came to us and said, you know, when I think about people who hurt me in the past and other people who hurt me, or when I hurt myself, which I don't know about you, but, you know, I can do that really well sometimes. The internal process for Adrienne is like this. She needs to first fully accept and face the reality of what happened. You can't change that. It's happened. Number two, feel completely every emotion that comes along. Feel the emotion, whatever it is, fully. And then if necessary, take an action that moves me toward wellness, authenticity, and wholeness. Sometimes that looks like an apology or disconnecting fully from the people who are not in my best interest. That can be hard to do, especially when you feel responsible, right? So she says, I don't need to forgive myself, and no one needs me to forgive them. This is the part that caught me off guard. I don't need to forgive myself, and no one needs me to forgive them. We're all just living this crazy life the best we can. It doesn't mean that I don't need to apologize and take responsibility when necessary when I am the offender. In fact, that is a critical part of number 3, which means an apology or disconnecting, right? So each of us experiences forgiveness differently or not, yes? Forgiveness is experienced differently across people. What we're trying to get at today is an exploration of how does this happen for you? And if it needs to happen, then how can you walk into it in a way that does justice to who you are and to who other people are around you, yes? And the way we want to invite you to explore this begins with the guided imagery that Emi will graciously do for us. She will help us to kind of get inside ourselves and go to that place that might want to be held up for attention. Yes, Emi?
Okay. So we're about to embark on a forgiveness visualization activity, and it takes courage to even be in a workshop about forgiveness because it can definitely bring up something that might be a little buried in there. And so you're welcome to choose your level of participation in this activity. whatever your own level of comfort is how much you can choose to go inside yourself or outwardly afterwards when we invite you to, if you'd like to share. Forgiveness can be a very deeply challenging and rooted topic with many different cultural manifestations, inner layers, and complex implications. And the same mindfulness practice that I'm about to share with you can be used later for heavier topics. Because of the context that we're in today, we ask that you don't necessarily use this workshop right now to work on some very deep trauma, that we're working on something a little lighter for today. There's other spacious contexts that we can talk to you about later if that's something that you'd like to work on. But for today, let's start off with a forgiveness partner. An internal inside of our head, we're going to visualize a forgiveness partner for today that's going to accompany us. It could be a teacher, a classmate, a coworker, or a loved one. Maybe they did something frustrating. Maybe they did something self-centered. Or maybe you're mad at yourself for something. And so I invite you right now to pick somebody that you're going to be focusing on for this activity. Somebody that will be your forgiveness partner. It could be yourself or it could be somebody else. So when you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes. Or you can choose an unmoving spot in the room with which to focus your gaze. And become a little more aware of your breath. Just check in inside and notice what's happening. See if you can track the air as it's entering your lungs. Noticing as it goes in and out of your mouth or your nose. See if you can be as inwardly aware enough to notice your heartbeat. And as you sit in this internal quiet space, what are you aware of around you? And what are you aware of inside of you? Even hearing the words forgiveness partner, what does that bring up for you? See if there's any places of tension inside your body. Even locating somebody that you would like to explore forgiveness about. Breathe into any areas that could feel tight. And see if you can bring nourishing airflow into those areas. And see where in your body you are already loose, a little looser, or neutral, or more relaxed. Maybe your hands or your feet. And just notice maybe some part of your body feels tight and some part of your body feels loose. And see if you can hold the awareness of both parts of your body. When you feel ready to engage your imagination, you can invite your inner judge, we all have one, to bring some curiosity into this experience. Acknowledging the purpose of your inner judge is to protect you. And that sometimes, though, we can be curious and not need to be so protected. When you feel ready to engage your imagination deeper, imagine that you're sitting together with whatever forgiveness partner that you choose. And as you get ready to communicate with this forgiveness partner, allow the situation that you have not yet forgiven to come up in your consciousness. Remembering something that happened that brought up maybe some strong emotions inside of you. What was said or what was done in the situation that affected you in this way? What does this person look like, the one who has hurt you? What does this person sound like, even if it was a younger version of yourself that hurt you? take this moment right now to face the reality of what has happened. Acknowledge the truth of how that situation really felt inside of you. Zoom inward to give yourself some time to locate the emotions in your body that you're feeling right here about the situation that has happened. Where do you feel the weight of what happened internally? How does your body remember? And imagine telling the most important pieces of this story to a loved one who deeply respects your dignity. Telling somebody who's truly listening to you what happened, and this person will understand exactly how you feel. And after you are validated by this loved one, try zooming out and see how another person might see the situation. Maybe somebody who's looking from a witness standpoint. See if you can look through the eyes of somebody who did not personally experience the situation, but as somebody who is seeing what happened with intrigued curiosity, just witnessing the whole experience with an expanded lens. Feeling curious about all that led up to this situation. Wondering about the multifaceted contributed layers. Allowing in various perspectives from which the situation can be viewed. And intentionally bringing in compassion for all the people that might have been touched from this situation. And visualizing the most compassionate person that you know and how they might feel towards your forgiveness partner. What might this compassionate person say or encourage you to do related to your forgiveness partner? Sometimes compassion necessitates an action that moves us towards a sense of relief, wellness, authenticity, and wholeness. And maybe there is a needed apology. Maybe some time and space is needed for healing. Sometimes the most compassionate action is to disconnect from a person or a situation that is not in the best interest anymore. See if you can visualize whatever this action step is for you or your forgiveness partner. See if you can envision this happening. Maybe the action is just to let it be. Maybe an apology is in order, or a boundary might need to be established. Once you're clear on what will give you resolution for the situation, return to your body. And notice the places of tension that you were feeling before and what those feel like right now. Being curious about what's happening in the heart area of your body. And the quality of your breathing. Feeling the support of the chair that you're sitting in. And the support of the community who's all having the courage to be sitting here or participating in a similar activity. Noticing the connection of your legs and your back and the contact that your body is making with where you're sitting. Internally repeat the message to yourself related to both you and your forgiveness partner. May we be free from suffering. May we feel safe. May we know that we are okay. May we experience compassion and curiosity for one another. As you allow those messages to sink in, and maybe you're noticing some sounds in the room, when you're ready, you can reorient yourself to the room, look around, look down, see your own body, see the people that are around you. Just notice what's present. And now there's going to be a creative activity that Anna's going to be leading you through.
So, thank you, Emi. As a next step, we have paper
I'll take it.
that we want to share with you. Thank you, Carol. And you will notice there's a circle in the paper, and with all utmost respect to the tradition of the mandala, we invite you to consider this to be a full circle where there's a sense of completion and a sense of closing up and opening up. It's a paradox, really. And whatever moves you, and it doesn't have to be literal, okay? If you would, it could be a doodle. If you would illustrate in the best way that you know what this process of going inside and bearing witness to your forgiveness partner and listening to the words, what all of that felt like for you in this moment, in this few minutes that just went by. And just spend some time going into the page and trying to manifest that in whatever color, whatever shape, whatever form. And I'll leave you to do that.
So, for those of you that do not have a piece of paper yet, you're going to be getting a blank piece of paper. And what the other pieces of paper have is just
A circle.
So the first step in creating whatever you create is just going to be a big circle, and then just move from there.
Okay.
And there's a lot more art supplies that we're going to put up here, so you can just come up at your leisure and grab whatever colored pencils or crepas or markers that you'd like for your activity. So we'll pass those out, and we'll put the art supplies up here.
Now, in the other session, we put the drawing on the floor. So if you feel moved to get up and go down, go ahead and do that, because we have lots of space here, okay? Don't feel like you have to stay in your seat and use your lap. Thank you, Emi.
Here's a lot more colored pencils. Is there a bag of markers somewhere? Yes, she's passing out paper. Right there, that woman right there. Here's some more colors. Anybody need some of these? Anybody want some crayons? Yeah. There you go. Thank you so much. To create what you're working on right now. If you'd like to add some words to your image, you can add that in the back or around the circle or in the circle, but no need for words if you don't want to.
In the interest of time, we want to go ahead and invite a little bit of sharing about what it is that you have drawn that speaks to your experience. Emi and I are groupies. I don't know if you know what that means. We like to do everything in circles. So for this part, we'll leave you in your chairs, but you can rest assured that we're going to have you come up when we're done with this part because we want to close in a circle. There's nothing like a circle to really round things up, okay? And this comes from the counseling fields, and those of you who are part of that know. So who feels comfortable to go ahead and share with us and show us what you drew? And what does it mean? What does it say? Yes?
I draw
It's a labyrinth. Yes, can I please? Look at this. It's a labyrinth. Wow. Yes. Got it? Thank you. Can you say more about it?
It's like this is me in the center, and always letting me like paths to arrive to myself.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, you in the center and all the different paths where you can arrive into yourself. Wow. Thank you.
Is there a word that you would use to describe that process for you?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. I just wondered what it would be like to go into a labyrinth looking for yourself. That's all. Yeah.
Well, because many times we are surrounded with like problems
Mm-hmm.
and that take us out of our essence.
Mm.
Then recover the paths to be in peace with ourselves is difficult. So it can look like a labyrinth.
Okay. So it can be a challenge.
Yeah.
But in the end, when you find yourself, then that's where peace lives. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else who care to share what you drew?
Or who can relate to? Yeah.
I will.
Ah,
My artistic skills aren't very good. That is a fire. Not
a
upside down.
fire.
You got upside down.
A fire.
The sticks
As
of
in,
fire.
yeah, as in a campfire, like,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
A fire.
And as I was thinking of this particular situation, I felt very, very warm, and then just let it go. And that's the sparks coming out.
Yeah. Wow, that's very cool.
Hold the anger and then just let it go.
Hold the anger and then let it dissipate into the air. Okay. Yes.
I feel
A cloud.
I feel for me to look from above, be up there, up high, and look down and see everything there and organize them in the place that you want it to be.
Wow.
So you're not really also like.
So you're floating above.
Yeah, and look down and see the systems, organize them, don't let it mix.
Uh-huh.
And make yourself heavy. So these like make yourself light.
It sounds like the rising above it all gives you that perspective. And you're able to look at it in a detached way so that you don't get all caught up in it. Right. Thank you. All right. Sir.
I did something similar to what you did. I drew a fire, but I also put a hose on it.
Oh. Wait. This is a person blowing?
And then, to blow away the ashes so there's nothing left in there, I also drew a person blowing the ashes away.
Wow.
So a fire, a hose, and then a person blowing away the ashes.
Okay.
No trace. Letting it go fully.
Yeah. Okay.
Like there is one. I'm not there yet. So the red,
And that's okay.
Yes.
That is very
I
okay.
guess, my case, the red is the pain and the green is the hope.
Oh.
Just trying to get it.
Absolutely, yes. Yes, and that speaks to the process. It's like, it takes time for these things to kind of unfold and resolve themselves. Some of us are easier to move into that, others take longer. And so that's okay. And that's, I think, at least I relate with the notion that it's hard to be in that place without saying, I should be further along. What's going on? Why can't I move forward? Because I am where I'm supposed to be. And it's okay that I'm here. So thank you. Thank you.
And what do you notice about the red and the green?
Huh?
What do you notice looking at your red and green in here?
I don't know. What did you notice?
I love it.
You said the green represents
Like
hope.
Yeah.
Hope. Does anything jump out at you about the placement of the green in the red?
Oh yeah, definitely. I just put it around.
Yeah. It circles it completely around and is also within it. And so really honoring and acknowledging how much of the red there is, but that also that it's surrounded with hope and that there's also hope inside. It's very powerful. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. So this is just a little snapshot of so many other pictures that I see are happening. If you have an opportunity to just get with somebody and say, look what I did and this is what it means, then please consider doing that. Because sometimes just saying what's going on is enough to maybe blow some air in it, so it's not so tight. And so what we want to do at this juncture, and we only have a few
Not
minutes
fall
left.
over, but to come into a big
Don't
circle.
get like me. I can't give up my crutches. I want to invite everyone up here. If you're comfortable and you feel able,
We're going to have a
make
big
a big circle. Take up all the room. It's more like an oval, actually, an egg, maybe. Just come up. Come up here.
The mindfulness of falling.
A mindful fall. But I I was aware. I was fully aware of my fall.
Look at how expansive our
Wow.
circle is.
Wow.
It can be like a interconnected amoeba. So basically, just come into a place where everybody is where everybody, maybe you can just step back a little bit so we're all in one unified amoeba.
That's all we are. Amoebas.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, wonderful. Thanks for indulging us in this stuff. We appreciate it.
And just notice what's happening inside your body and how it feels to have been sitting in a chair and now to be in this configuration with everybody that's in the room. Just noticing how your body is experiencing this in a different way. Mm-hmm. And then we wanted to invite you to...
we want to, both of us, invite you in 2 words. Just think of 2 words that capture this experience. Could be from the guided imagery, it could be from the drawing, it could be from what you heard, it could be from what you're feeling right now. 2 words that just capture
Mindful forgiveness.
mindful forgiveness in this moment.
And anyone can begin. And then we'll just go in a circle from there.
Body wholeness.
Body wholeness. All right.
And you can say pass if you'd like to pass.
Oh.
Okay.
Hope and light.
Hope and light.
And light.
Fear and light.
Fear and light.
And light.
Lightness.
Moving forward.
Moving
forward.
Reveal honesty.
Reveal
Reveal
honesty.
Loving you.
Loving you.
Beginning and light.
Beginning light.
Hope and love.
Hope and love.
Hope and work.
Hope and work. Pass.
Freedom.
Freedom.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Spacious and relaxed.
Spacious and relaxed.
Compassion and relief.
Compassion and relief.
Healing and synergy.
Healing synergy.
Compassion and altruism.
Compassion, altruism.
Time and space.
Time, space.
Self-forgiveness.
Self-forgiveness.
Hope and relief.
Hope, relief.
Thankful and understanding.
Thankful understanding.
Krishna. Love.
Krishna, love.
Friend. Love.
Friend, love.
Work and light.
Work, light.
Gut.
Gut,
Chest.
chest. Notice how your body reacts to all these different words that you're hearing.
Comforting and relaxing.
Comforting, relaxing.
Heartbeat.
Heartbeat. Pass. New beginning. Prosperity.
Unknown
Unknown
hope.
hope.
Comfortable acceptance.
Comfortable acceptance.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Relaxed and heart.
Relaxed heart.
Meant well.
Meant well.
Release and peace.
Release, peace.
I own it.
I
Owned it.
owned it.
Curiosity and
Curiosity and
hope.
hope.
Restoring peace.
Restoring peace.
Acceptance
Acceptance,
and peace.
peace.
Kindness, humanity.
Kindness, humanity.
Freedom, unburdened.
Freedom unburdened.
Empathy and love.
Empathy, love.
Grace and humility.
Grace, humility.
Unconditional love.
Unconditional love.
Gratitude and peace.
Gratitude, peace. Student, teacher.
It's hard to go last. Space and fear.
Space and fear. Yes. Yes. And so I'm going to share a poem that a dear friend of mine named Ivy Bergen wrote about forgiveness. Dear self, I forgive you. I forgive you for what you're going to do, for what you aren't going to do, and for what you want. I forgive you for desiring what it is that you desire. I forgive you for loving what you love. I forgive you for shaking and for fearing and for trembling and for dreaming. I forgive you for wanting. I forgive you for wanting more. I forgive you for wandering, for not knowing, for changing, for forgetting, for frequently remembering. I forgive you for what you are afraid of. I forgive you for your decisions. I forgive you for being unsatisfied, for being disgusted, for being bored and sad, lonely, anxious, angry, repressed, isolated, miserable. I forgive you for being dishonest. I forgive you for not being honest enough, soon enough, or at the right time. I forgive you for feeling. I forgive you for feeling what is, even if it is inconvenient and complicated. I forgive you for being manic in both love and in fear. I forgive you for hiding and enjoying your hiding spaces immensely. I forgive you for hurting others and for being a part of what brings others closer to their hearts in the form of sadness and anger. I forgive you for messing up, for almost tripping, for not following through, for letting things and people slip through the cracks. I forgive you for being an animal in a body. I forgive you for being a mind in an animal body. I forgive you for being a soul operating through the limitations of a mind within an animal body. I forgive, and in this forgiveness, I am fully given to my beloved. And we have a sign-up sheet for a forgiveness letter that, if you are interested, it can be helpful to, it's a letter that can be filled in, and it says, Dear blank, I feel blank and blank about when that impacted me in way. I remember, did you realize that you probably, at the core of this situation, there's all these blanks that you can obviously fill in to or from somebody else.
There's also a handout that we have from Desmond Tutu and his daughter that explains the fourfold forgiveness path to healing ourselves and the world, and the poem that Emi just read. So if you want copies of these sent to you, please take time to give us your name and your email address in block letters so that we can read it and we don't make mistakes and it bounces back to us. Thank you, each of you, for being here and being a part of this.